Hi, everybody. This is Mediacube podcast. Today, we're going to discuss a couple of things relevant for those who are just at the starting point of their YouTube career. For those of you guys who watch a lot of YouTube videos and now are thinking about starting your own YouTube career, about launching your own channel, we believe this podcast will be relevant and useful for you. Why? Because we are from Mediacube. Mediacube is one of the world's top YouTube multi-channel networks. For those of you who may not know what is a YouTube multi-channel network, we'll dwell on that a little bit later. But first, let us introduce ourselves. Roman is...
Hi, guys.
Yeah, Roman is Mediacube's Chief Operating Officer. I'm Ivan. I'm a business development manager at Mediacube Ads Agency. We run influencer campaign for brands, and we provide creators, you guys, with branded deals. So first, let's dwell a little bit on what is a YouTube multi-channel network.
Yeah, in the first place, YouTube multi-channel network is that kind of company that is entitled by YouTube to run something that the company would not want to do by itself. In the first place, it's a kind of network, a scope of professionals who are going to become the best friends of YouTube of the YouTuber.
Okay, so it's kind of a bridge, I put it this way, between the platform YouTube itself and creators.
Yeah, kind of. It's a company that makes everything for the creators to feel better on the platform. Right. And because it has a dedicated support team from YouTube, and that's why we can do certain things faster than YouTube specialists, and they just teach us how to do that. And we then do many things by ourselves. We create certain services that YouTube will not provide, and we do everything to make the life of a YouTuber on the platform much better and easier.
Let's talk about services a little bit later. For now, I think guys may be interested in statistics, put it this way, like how many channels are our partners right now, about the geography of our partner creators.
Yeah, at the moment, we help around 2,500 channels in our network. The range of the subscribership differs a lot. It's from the very small channels that we believe they can become huge in future, and ending with the channels with over 20 million subscribers.
How many subscribers does a creator or a channel need to have to become a partner?
Approximately, we set this limit at the number of 5,000, but we always look at the content, and then we make our decision whether we are going to work with the channel or not.
So 2,500 channels, I guess they should be generating like billions of views monthly, right?
Yeah.
So how many, if you have this figure?
More than 5 billion views back in September.
Right. Wow. Impressive. How many countries are our partners from?
Yeah. Our creators are from around 70 countries. In the first place, they're based in CIS regions, in Russian-speaking countries.
Right.
The second biggest market is Latin America. And the third language of native language of content and of the creators themselves is English.
Right. As we mentioned it at the very beginning, our today's podcast will be primarily targeted to those of you guys who are at the very beginning of your YouTube career. So I believe there are a lot of questions emerging in your minds, like, what do I need to do to boost my channel at the very beginning? What are do's and what are don'ts, actually? What mistakes shall I avoid to become more or less successful on YouTube at the very beginning? And anyway, if there is a universal recipe of how to become successful on YouTube from the very start?
Ivan, you mentioned something like universal recipe to become successful on YouTube. So the first thing that every creator should remember, so there is no universal recipe.
All right.
Sometimes different types of content can be hugely successful. Sometimes channels of a very high quality content cannot find its audience just because of some algorithmic problems or just because of several mistakes that are made on the way.
Well, currently, what types of content are trendy? What content should I be making to be more or less sure that it'll get into recommendations?
And this is one of the points that you should not think about.
All right.
On the first place, you have to find the niche that you feel yourself in it. Like you like something very much. You feel that you can share your thoughts and you think that someone will like it and will follow you for this. You feel like you are ready to share your passion about something. And only when you find something like that, you should start your own channel. The audience always feels everything that you're trying to give them, and that's why when you try to deliver things that you do not believe in or you do not like, it will be visible for the audience. So yeah, you need to find your niche. You need to understand the image of your audience, and when you understand it, you can find out the way of how you're going to deliver your content. What type of filming, what type of editing, how you're going to position yourself on the platform.
Right. Another thing you mentioned were the mistakes, like the typical mistakes YouTubers make at the start of their career. So what are they?
No one should think that it's very easy to become successful on the platform. It's never easy. So they should understand that it might take a lot of time to gain your audience. It might take a lot of effort to create good, high-quality content. It might take very much time to get your first comments, your first subscribers, and to become famous even within your niche of content.
First doubt is, don't you ever, guys, expect instant success on YouTube? Right. What is number two?
When you're starting your channel, you should understand the schedule of your content creation. If you do not have kind of good schedule and you cannot fit your film and editing abilities into a certain schedule, so if your videos will be published not on a regular basis, so it's a very common mistake.
Let's talk about this one. Yeah, let's talk about this one. This one is interesting. What is regularity in terms of YouTube's algorithms? Like if I have my schedule, like I post videos twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, let's say. What happens if once in a while I post a video on Friday instead of Thursday?
Yeah, if it happens once in a while, so there's no problem at all. But if you post like 3 videos in a week, and then you stop for 2 or 3 weeks, this is the problem. Because you need to keep the interest of the audience in your content. And it also works algorithmically that new content on the channel will be recommended to those who already watched your videos.
Right.
And if it was good engagement with your video, from the point of view of audience retention, from the point of view of likes, comments, shares, etc., these videos, new videos from your channel will be recommended at least to the audience that's already communicated with the channel in any way.
Right, you mentioned engagement. Let's talk about this in more detail. Like, what exactly is engagement? Like you mentioned comments, you mentioned likes.
Yeah, engagement is everything that is clickable on YouTube. Everything that you can click on, everything where you can write something, everything is considered to be engagement. So every comment, every like, every dislike, every click on the poll card, every click on the end screen element. All of these elements are building the metric that is called engagement rate.
But what I mean to say is that every YouTuber is really able to boost engagement rate on their channels.
Yeah.
What I mean is all these, questions to audience.
Yeah. Sometimes this kind of artificially created engagement rate also works great, because anyway, if you talk to your audience, you help them interact with your content, and it also helps algorithms to understand that it's engaging content. And even if you are in any way incentivize your audience to engage in any way, it's always a good thing to do.
Right. There's another life hack that you may approve or may disapprove. Just want to hear your opinion on this one. Deliberate mistakes in content, like incentivizing people to correct your mistakes in comments. Does it really work?
Yeah, I think sometimes it works, but as long as YouTube algorithms are always evolving in different ways, every comment, every interaction is being checked by the system. And I think sometimes when algorithm notices some weird activity comparing to previous videos, for example, the algorithms somehow check the authenticity of this activity. And the algorithm can also analyze the tone of the comment, the emotional background of it. So sometimes when it's negative one, so it might work bad for the channel.
Okay, any other hints or life hacks, do's and don'ts? Because I believe there are also many technical things about YouTube channel that also work and help YouTube channel boost, like thumbnail, title. Sorry, yeah. So let's talk about this a little bit.
Some time ago, YouTube considered it to be very important metric on the platform, which is called CTR, click-through rate. It's the ratio between the impressions of the thumbnail to the number of clicks on it. And the bigger this ratio is, the better algorithms are going to promote this particular video. So that's why it's very important to do several things. To create a catchy thumbnail that will be supported by the good title. It's always synergy between the thumbnail and the title, because it's something that the viewer is going to see in the first place. So when you create so-called information gap, when someone sees your thumbnail and your title and wants to know more about it, to understand what is going to happen in this video, and when the viewer clicks the video and understands that it really keeps him watching it, and it's not the thumbnail was not misleading, so it's going to create better retention, and it's going to work much better for algorithms.
Right, I see.
So it's not only important to create catchy thumbnail with information gap that is supported by the title, but also not to mislead your audience, because it's very important when someone clicks and then understand that the video is not about something that was mentioned on the thumbnail. They are going to click another video or leave the platform, and it's a very bad metric, very bad thing that is going to negatively affect the recommendation system.
Right, I see. You also mentioned retention. What is retention?
Retention is the percentage of the video watched comparing to its full length. When someone watches your video on till the end, or at least 70–80%, it means that the video is doing pretty great.
Right. So are there any other basic things that a beginner YouTuber should know, should do, and should not do? Yeah,
every YouTuber needs to analyze the YouTube analytics. It's a very elaborate, deep system where you can find all the information you want. For example, you see certain things that you even might not know about your audience. So you started to create your content, you will know more things about your audience you could not even think about. For example, when the topic of your video is pretty local and you find out that there are pretty many geos that you are not thinking about, and then you understand that this topic, taking into account that it's pretty local, it's also interesting in in other regions. So you can figure out that you should do more videos like that to engage more audience outside your normal geos, for example.
Right. So one more life hack: always analyze. Right. Anything else?
Yeah, and YouTube Creator Academy is a very good thing for YouTubers beginners because it gives common understanding of how the platform works and gives tricks and tips, and it's just it's very good.
Right. So never be afraid to study. Studying is never too late.
Yeah. There are much more things that are very important on the platform, starting from the viewing session. It's when the viewer comes to YouTube and starts to watch video by video. And this entire session is being analyzed by algorithms. And if your video is a part of this session, if your video does not end this session, if your video starts this session, all these things can positively or negatively affect your video for future recommendations.
Right, I see. Well, complicated. Yeah. But not as complicated as it seems at the very beginning. Well, thanks. Another question is, why join a YouTube multi-channel network? Like, say I'm a creator, I'm doing fine, I have over 5,000 subscribers, and I see my channel is growing, I understand my audience, I'm pretty sincere. Is there something a YouTube multi-channel network can do that I myself personally cannot?
MCNs. They used to be a different kind of company comparing to the ones that exist today. All the MCNs are evolving as the time goes. Some companies are becoming talent agencies. Some companies are becoming influencer marketing agencies with its MCN functions. Our company is becoming kind of a tech company. Mm-hmm. So we develop our own software. We give them different tools that they can use to withdraw money in a very convenient way as they want, because we provide more than 10 different payment methods available in our dashboards that our software engineering team have created. We provide them with other tools. We give them the tool for distribution of content to other platforms apart from YouTube. We give them the ability to distribute their music. It's also supported by the software development product that we have created by ourselves. So why a creator needs to join an MCN? So it depends on that scope of services that the MCN provides. Some MCNs are very strong from the point of view of influencer marketing in a certain region. For example, US MCNs, they are all working with their creators on the exclusive basis, and they provide them with pretty many branded deals. So this is their strength. They don't even share the revenue from YouTube. Mm-hmm. They just share the revenue from branded deals. And this way, they keep them in the network.
There's another question that our audience may be interested in, and that we actually missed. What is the business model of an MCN?
Business model of an MCN historically is a revenue share model. Mm-hmm. So the creator gives a part of his revenue to the network, and network provides a creator with a certain scope of services.
Right. Is there any standard ratio?
Currently, in our region is 80 to 20. 80 to the creator and 20 to the network. But it always depends on the revenue that the channel generates. It depends on the level of services that are provided to a creator. Sometimes it can be even 50 to 50. But when we are talking about co-creation of content, for example, we can help creators with video production. We can help them with editing. But the more things we do, the more money it takes. Yeah, that's why the revenue share might be different.
Right. Getting back to our services compared to other MCNs. So what do we do?
On the first place, as far as I mentioned, we're a tech company. So we have created a very convenient, very nice personal dashboards. It not only helps creators withdraw their money to many different payment systems. As I said, there are more than 10 right now.
So as far as I know, there are currently no other MCNs in the world who provide the same scope of financial services.
Yeah, when we combine all the financial things that we give to creators, so there is no other company that can do that. What we do, we let creators manage their money. So it's not like when they link the channel with us, they choose a certain payment method and they get money on once in a month without even doing something. We help them to manage their money, their revenue by themselves. So when we top up the accounts in our personal dashboards, creators can choose a way how they're going to treat this money. They can keep it there. They can withdraw it partially to one payment method. They can withdraw it into 10 different payment methods as they want. They can even just keep their money as long as they want, for half a year, for a year, for different reasons. Sometimes it depends on the time when they just want to collect the money and withdraw them at once, or they can wait for something. I don't know. There are pretty many cases. For example, we work with an individual entrepreneur who wants to wait until a certain period of reporting ends and withdraw the money after that.
There's also an issue a lot of YouTubers encounter, is that YouTube pays creators once in a month.
Yeah.
Are we able to provide them with a solution to withdraw their money earlier or more frequently than once in a month?
Yeah, we do. So this is something that not very many MCNs can do right now. What we do, we call it express payments. As soon as the creator joins our network, we can have access to the analytics of the channel. And as soon as we see the money in YouTube analytics, we start to top up their personal dashboard with everyday income. So the same amount of money that the creator can see in his or her YouTube analytics, it's also topped up on their account. They should not wait until the end of the month, and they can withdraw their money on the everyday basis. For example, you can shoot the video today, you publish it, and as soon as we see the analytics, the revenue analytics of this video, the creator can withdraw the money right away.
This is also a unique solution, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
among all other MCNs.
Yeah, there are some MCNs that do something similar, but not to that extent that we do this.
Right. There's also a pretty common complaint from YouTubers that a lot of MCNs would shoot emails to them, offering their services, and he or she, like a creator, may respond to one of these offers like, okay, let's join in. not becoming your partner, and then an MCN just disappears. Like there's a huge issue about communication.
Yep.
Is it really so? I mean, in the world of MCNs, and how do we deal with this issue?
Yeah, unfortunately, from time to time, the image of an MCNs as a business, as a type of company, it differs a lot. So, yeah, there are certain bad actors as MCNs exist today who do not want to provide all the services that they initially discussed with the creator. And yeah, they just can lock the channel in by certain agreement, and they can keep the channel until this agreement ends. And channels and creators cannot terminate this agreement from time to time because if there is no clear point in the agreement according to which they can terminate the agreement, the networks will just keep these channels in the network and will not let them go.
This is not something we do, definitely.
Definitely not.
This is a fraud.
Yeah, this is a fraud, and that's why our policy is to sign agreements that last just 1 month.
Okay.
And every creator can...
Like a test period, right?
The test period that ends, that lasts forever, because the agreement with between us and our creators is prolonged every month. So it's like, and the creator can unlink his channel from our network with a 1 month notice. So there is no problem at all.
Right. What about legal issues? As far as I know, there are a lot of instances when a creator has certain problems with the platform itself, strikes, etc., and just cannot reach out to YouTube to explain his or her point.
Yeah.
Are we somehow able to moderate these issues?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned earlier the MCN is that type of company that has got its own dedicated support team from YouTube. And this support team is supposed to give responses to our emails within a certain period of time, like 24 or 48 hours. That's why when there are issues with community guideline strikes, that has been automatically generated by YouTube algorithm, or it was flagged by some users for some violations, we can always appeal this decision. And sometimes it's very difficult for the creator without network to do that, because it's not really clear from the point of YouTube. You cannot find any proper information of how to appeal these decisions. You can appeal right from your Creator Studio, but when this appeal is rejected, we still can appeal again. And as soon as it happens, the pretty big percentage of times we are able to return this video on the platform. So when they really confirm that this community guideline strike was given by mistake.
We encourage you guys to write in the comments what topics are of most interest to you, and we'll definitely cover them in our next video. So it's great talking to you, Roman.
Yeah.
And see you all.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, guys. See you.
Bye.